Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crabs Baseball on the Road. We are at historic McBean Stadium in Lincoln, California, as your humble Crabs take on the Lincoln Potters in Game 2 of this 3-game Pacific Empire League Series. I'm Liam Warner. I'll be taking you through all of the action tonight. Well, what a game last night for the Crabs, holding on for a 3-2 win over the Potters, and really the star of the game last night was Evan Miranda. 4 2/3 innings pitched. And in those innings, he only gave up 3 hits and 1 run. 1 run was a solo home run, and walked 1, struck out 10 in relief. Aiden Dorsch, the Crab starter, went 3 1/3. Found out after the game that he was battling through some sickness, so that's why his start was not very long. But Evan Miranda really put the team on his back. And then Adam Enyart, I think, as of right now, he is the team's closer, closing out the game last night, only allowing 1 hit. So, but we are just about ready to get started here. Game 2 here in Lincoln. The lineup for your Crabs: Tyler Howard is going to lead it off. The right fielder batting second will be the second baseman. Colton Boardman batting third will be the first baseman. Ryan Vandenbrink batting fourth will be the designated hitter, Adam Enyart. Give you the rest of the lineup in just a second as we are underway with the ground ball to short. Shortstop picks it up. On to first, 1 away. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the Potter starter, Andrew Ballantine. Rest of the Crabs lineup: batting fifth will be the center fielder, Damian Casas. Batting sixth will be the third baseman, Jamie Mullen. Batting seventh will be the catcher, Eli Burnham. Batting eighth will be the shortstop, Joe Fagan. Batting ninth will be the left fielder, Daniel Osborne. And starting for the Crabs in the bottom of this inning will be Ben Lukens. Pitch is low and outside to Boardman, 1-0. Give you the Potters defense in just a second. In there for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Left to right in the outfield for the Potters, Mays Masden is in left. Jordy Lopez is in center. Quincy Malbrough is in right. 1-1 outside, 2-1. Left to right in the infield, Luke Dyler is at third. Cash Brennan at short. Carson Moore at second. Brady Dobson at first. Ethan Johnson is behind the plate, and as I mentioned earlier, Andrew Ballantine is the Potters starter. This pitch is popped up down the left field line. Third baseman makes his way over. It is out of play. 2-2. Two pitch, a slow grounder down the first base line, picked up by the Potter first baseman. Dobson takes it to the back himself, 2 away. And that'll bring in Ryan Vandenbrink.
Oh, you know what that sound is? It's time for tonight's Dueling Dogs dog batter of the
And
45 first baseman
I guess Ryan Vandenbrink has been chosen as tonight's dog batter of the game. Means every time he comes up, you'll hear a bunch of barking noises over the PA. Pitches low and inside, 1-0. And I believe fans get discounted beer or something. 1-0, low and inside, 2-0. Choosing a K batter of the game. A lot of other teams do it, but Crabs do not. So 2-0 to Vandenbrink. And the 2-0 pitch, nice breaking ball in there for a called strike. It's 2-1.
All right, let's hear the little ones.
2-1, called strike, outside part of the plate, 2-2. And yeah, it was just about right there. 2-2, a line drive. It's going to make its way into center field for a base hit. So 2-out single for Vandenbrink. And that'll bring in Adam Enyart.
You could always get yourself an ice cold cooling dogs down at the Brickendale backyard. Now batting for the Crabs, number 16, designated hitter Adam Enyart.
First pitch to Enyart, high and outside, 1-0. Crabs in their traditional road jerseys. Dark blue jerseys with the red Humboldt on the front, red shoulders. 1-0 is a ground ball up the middle, past the diving shortstop into center field for a base hit. So a couple of 2-out singles for the Crabs. And it's first and second, 2 away. And that'll bring in Damian Casas.
Now batting number 14, center fielder Damian Casas.
Glad to have Damian Casas back. Took a bit of a hiatus away from the team, but returned for this road trip. And it's fouled off to the left and out of play, 0-1. The 0-1 fouled back to the screen, and it's 0-2. Crabs trying to get on the board first here. Top of the first. First and second with 2 outs. 0-2 in the dirt, and it's 1-2. When I say in the dirt here at McBean, it's just brown colored turf. One-two, did he hold up his swing? No, he did not. Casas goes around, that's strike 3, and that's gonna do it for the Crabs here in the top of the first. Crabs 0, Potters coming up in the bottom of the first. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Lincoln. Bottom of the first inning. Crabs 0, Potters coming up. And let me give you the starting lineup for the home team, the Lincoln Potters. Leading off for them will be the center fielder, Jordy Lopez. Batting second will be the left fielder, Mays Madsen. Batting third will be the designated hitter, Aiden Diome. Batting fourth will be the right fielder, Quincy Malbro. Batting fifth will be the second baseman, Carson Moore. Batting sixth will be the shortstop, Cash Brennan. Batting seventh will be the first baseman, Brady Dobson. Batting eighth will be the catcher, Ethan Johnson. And batting ninth will be the third baseman, Luke Dyler. Defensively for your Crabs, left to right in the outfield. In left is Daniel Osborne. Center, Damian Casas. And right is Tyler Howard. Left to right in the infield. At third, Jamie Mullen. At short, Joe Fagan. At second, Colton Boardman. At first, Ryan Vandenbrink. Behind the plate is Eli Burnham. And on the mound, the former Arcata High Tiger, Ben Lukens, getting the start. And he really does have outstanding numbers. And I am not shocked that Jeff Giacometti decided to go with him here in this important league game to try to take the series from the Potters here. Give you his numbers in just a second. And the first pitch is a high chopper down the first base line, just foul. Vandenbrink grabbed it, but just crossed over into foul territory. So Ben Lukens, 10 1/3 innings pitched. In those innings, he's given up 9 hits, but 0 runs. He has walked 3, struck out 12. So just outstanding. Definitely deserving of a league start here. One pitch in the dirt, and it's 1-1. One pitch, high chopper again down the first base line. This time, nope, it's going to go foul. Well, to me, it looked like that stayed fair, but I don't know, kind of hard to tell from where I'm sitting. So, again, a very similar ball to the one that was hit just a couple pitches ago. That was just barely fouled on the first base line. So, again, Lopez has to return to the batter's box. Continue his at-bat. One-two pitch up high, and it's 2-2. Two-two pitch, ground ball to the left side, picked up by the Crab shortstop on to first, just in time, one away. Joe Fagan making a nice play. And that'll bring in Mays Madsen. Madsen shows bunt, takes a pitch up high, 1-0. Pitch up high again, 2-0. Two-0 in there for a called strike, and it's 2-1. Two-one swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Two pitch, a slow ground ball to Fagan. The shortstop comes in, throws to first, and another nice play from the Crab shortstop, Joe Fagan. 2 down. And that brings in Aiden Diome. Guillaume in there for a called strike, 0-1. Perfect pitch right on the corner. Oh, 1 in there for a called strike again, 0-2. Oh, 2, a fly ball to right field. And right there is Tyler Howard to make the catch. And that's going to do it for the Potters here in the first. They go in order. It is scoreless as we head to the top of the second inning here in Lincoln. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, Humboldt's ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Lincoln. Top of the second inning. We are scoreless between the Potters and the Crabs. Due up for the Crabs here in the second will be Jamie Mullen, Eli Burnham, and Joe Fagan. Another beautiful night here in the greater Sacramento region. A bit of a cooler day. It was high was about 93 as opposed to 96 yesterday, so a bit of a cool down. And tomorrow is supposed to be in the upper 80s, so just perfect. Definitely very nice as we get into the evening here. First pitch to Mullen, high and outside, 1-0. Time is called. And I believe that's the Potters manager that wants to go out to talk to his pitcher. So while they do that, we will thank some of our fine sponsors, which include the North Coast Co-op, Humboldt's local community-owned grocery co-op since 1973. North Coast Mercantile, your local beverage distributor. Bear River Casino Resort, the best bet on the North Coast. Crestmark Millworks, creating signature elements of extraordinary spaces. Cypress Cove Cheese, there's nothing like that Humboldt fog feeling. World-class cheese from right here in Humboldt County. North Bay Automotive, your trusted automotive repair shop in Arcata since 2013. And Granite Construction Company, building a better future today. Big thank you to all of our fine sponsors. And actually, the Potters are making a pitching change here. So I wonder if there's an injury concern for Andrew Ballantine. Hopefully he's okay. So as they make the change, we are going to go back to the studio for a break, and we'll be back with the rest of the second inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back. Top of the second inning here in Lincoln. Well, the Potters starter, Andrew Ballantine, threw one pitch here in the top of the second and then was removed by his manager. I didn't see a trainer come out or anything. So I don't know if there's an injury concern or pitch limit of some kind, or maybe they were using an opener. But now Troy Olson is on the mound for the Potters. He will face Jamie Mullen, who will complete the rest of his at-bat. So while we have a moment, I'll give you some scores from around the Pacific Empire League. Let's see what's going on today. All league games except for one. The Prune Packers, Healdsburg Prune Packers, lead the West Coast Kings 3-0. That game's in the top of the fourth in Healdsburg. And the Solano Mudcats playing the Marysville Giants in Marysville. Top of the second. That game is scoreless. And just getting started in Medford, the Medford Rogues playing a non-league game against the California Tigers. The Tigers lead 2-0. Jumping on top in the top of the first at Harry and David in Medford. All right, we are ready to get going here in the top of the second. So 1-0 count on Jamie Mullen. And the 1-0 pitch. And for a called strike, 1-1. And there for a called strike, it's 1-2. One, two, fouled off the plate. So Mullen stays alive. One, two is low. And it's 2-2 to Jamie Mullen. Two, misses just low. Count goes full, 3-2. A high fly ball to left field. Left fielder going over towards the line, and it's going to go over the fence, but way foul out in left field. Jamie Mullen just pulled it. So still 3-2 on Jamie Mullen. 3-2 pitch, ground ball right to the Potter third baseman. He'll throw to first. One away. At least I think. No, that was called a foul ball. I thought they had signaled a fair ball, so. And I think the Potters are arguing something. All right, well, anyway, it was a foul ball. Maybe it hit his foot in the box. Anyway, so Jamie Mullen gets another shot at it. 3-2 and grounded foul. Still 3-2. Yeah, I mean, that was definitely fair down the third base line, so it must have hit his foot in the box. And the Potters, of course, were not happy about that call. They wanted the out. 3-2, lone inside, ball 4. So Mullen works the leadoff walk. And that's going to bring in Eli Burnham.
Now batting number 36, catcher Eli Burnham.
First pitch to Burnham. Misses low, 1-0. Bit of a breeze blowing around here at McBean Stadium. 1-0. Slow 2-0. There really wasn't any wind last night. There's definitely a breeze blowing around behind home plate here where I'm sitting. The flag out in left center field is limp. 2-0, a high chopper over the head of the third baseman and down the left field line. Mullen's going to put on the brakes at second, and the Crabs have runners at first and second with nobody out to start the top of the second inning. Just a high chop that Dyler, the third baseman, could not get. And so that'll bring in Joe Fagan.
Now batting for the Crabs, shortstop, Joe Fagan.
Fagan, he shows bunt, and a nice bunt right down the first base line. Pitcher gets to it, throws to first, and Fagan executes the sac bunt. Great job there. It's now runners at second and third with one out. And that'll bring in Daniel Osborne. At least I think. He's wearing 22. Pitches inside 1-0. That is not Daniel Osborne's normal number. Well, Giacomini wrote 15 on the lineup card, so I think that's Daniel Osborne, and he just got hit by a pitch. So he's going to head down to first. So bases loaded for the Crabs. That'll bring in Tyler Howard, who in his return to the Crabs last night got 2 RBIs. Pitches in there for a called strike, 0-1. And he was very clutch for the Crabs last season. And just came in last night, continued his form. Looking for more clutch Tyler Howard here. The 0-1 in there for a called strike. Nice breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Yeah, just got a piece of the zone there. The 0-2 pitch is popped up back behind home plate and out of play. It's 0-2. Kind of fell in between the netting around the field and the netting that protects the stands from the sun. Pretty rare you get a foul ball in the seating area with all the covering. 0-2 line drive into left field for a base hit. One run's going to score. Coming around third, the second run, he's going to score. That's Burnham, and the Crabs take a 2-0 lead. 2 RBI single from Tyler Howard. Just continues to deliver for the Humboldt Crabs in only his second game of the 2026 season. And that's going to bring in Colton Boardman. I could just tell Jeff Giacomini when he was telling me that Tyler Howard was coming back. He was very excited. Mr. Boardman swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. A 1, slow ground ball to the second baseman, turns, throws to second, it gets away. 1 run's gonna come in to score. Ball goes into left field, second run, racing around third, the play at the plate, and he's out. Howard's out, and then going to third, I believe is Boardman on the play. So 1 run comes in to score for the Crabs on the error, and it's 3-0. And as the ball got away and there's a play at the plate, and Howard was thrown out, Boardman went over to third.
Now batting number 25, first baseman Ryan Vandenberg. Now doing it, job batter in the ballgame.
Called strike to Vandenbrink. And it's fouled down the third base line. 0-2. Crabs off to a great start here in the second inning. 2 RBI single from Tyler Howard and then a Potter error. O2 popped up down the right field line. Right fielder racing over into foul territory, and it will make its way out of play. Still 0-2. O2 popped right up behind home plate. Catcher looks up, but it is out of play. Still 0-2 to Ryan Vandenbrink. 3 runs for the Crabs here in the top of the second. O2 off the hands. It's going to get over the shortstop into left field for a base hit. Coming in to score is Boardman, and the Crabs lead it 4-0. Vandenbrink just muscled it out there. I mean, right off the hands. Right over the head of the shortstop, Brennan. And that'll bring in Adam Enyart. 4 runs in here in the top of the second for the Crabs. Throw over to first. Back is Vandenbrink. Enyart fouled off the plate, and it's 0-1. A 1 swung on and missed. And it's 0-2. 0-2 chopped foul right into the Crabs dugout down the third base line. Still 0-2. Oh, 2 in the dirt. Nice stop by Johnson, the catcher. It's 1-2. One-two pitch up high. And it's 2-2 to Adam Enyart. Two ground ball right to the third baseman, picks it up, throws on to first, and that's going to do it for the Crabs here in the second, but they get 4 runs. Crabs lead at 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Lincoln, bottom of the second inning. Your Crabs lead the Potters by a score of 4-0. They put up 4 runs in the top of the second. 2 RBI single from Tyler Howard, a Potter error, RBI single from Ryan Vandenbrink. A great start here. Ben Lucan's out on the mound for inning number 2. He will face Quincy Malbrough, Carson Moore, and Cash Brennan.
It's our first Thursday of the season, and you get to enjoy $1 12-ounce craft beer. And it's also half-off general admission. Fantastic.
We have a moment, give you some scores from around Major League Baseball.
Half-price admission. Great weather. Come on down. LincolnPotters.com for tickets.
Giants got the win over the Braves today, 7-2 in Atlanta. That was a resumption of the suspended game from yesterday. And then they won again in the regularly scheduled game just a bit earlier. Giants winning 7-5 over the Braves. And over just to the west of us in West Sacramento, Sutter Health Park, the Pittsburgh Pirates lead the West Sacramento A's by a score of 5-0. A little bit of a delay getting the bottom of the second started. There's a kids game. Kids running around the bases, so kind of delayed Ben Lukens and getting his warm-up throws in. So ready to go right now. Quincy Malbrough stepping in. The first pitch of the inning in there for a called strike, 0-1. A 1 in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2. The 2 pitch fouled off to the right and out of play. It's 0-2. Oh-2 is a ground ball right up the middle for a base hit. Malborough with a leadoff single for the Potters. That's going to bring in Carson Moore.
Now batting for the Potters, our second baseman from San Diego State, Carson Moore.
Moore up high 1-0. Pitch, line drive, and it's dropped, and no play. And actually, the umpire is going to say that Fagan caught it and then lost it on the transfer. So Moore is out. Fagan did make the catch, just lost it on the transfer. Malborough remains at first, now with 1 out. That brings in Cash Brennan. And throw to first, and that was a close play, but Vandenbrink, the first baseman, dropped it. To Brennan, misses outside 1-0. And the 1-0 is right to the Crabs third baseman, on to second for 1, on to first, double play. Jamie Mullen to Colton Boardman to Ryan Vandenbrink. Great play turned by the Crabs infield, and that's going to do it for the Potters here in the bottom of the second. Crabs lead 4-0 as we head to the top of the third inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, Humboldt's ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back, top of the third inning here at historic McBean Stadium here in Lincoln, California. We're in the Blue Lake Casino broadcast booth. Crabs lead 4-0. Troy Olson still out on the mound for the Potters. He will face for the Crabs. Actually, it is not Olson. Potters making another change. Get the pitcher's name in a second, but he will pitch to Damian Casas, Jamie Mullen, and Eli Burnham.
Osler Valley Tourism. Frankfurt Construction. Riding the team. They select
Try to get a number on him here. 36.
Emerald Site Services. Edwards Family Company.
And that will be Brady Coxon.
Former Stone Insurance. And Taylor Motors.
So the Potters definitely doing a bullpen game here. I don't know if it was planned or their starter, Andrew Ballantine, he pitched the first inning, then threw one pitch in the second, and his manager came out and pulled him. So I assume it wasn't an injury. I didn't see a trainer out there, so. But anyway, the kids' games are kind of delaying the start of the innings here. And now we're about ready to get going. The Lincoln Potters, just like the Crabs back at home, a great family atmosphere. The Potters pretty much have everything you would see at the Arcata Ballpark except for the world-famous Crabgrass Band. Major advantage in that department to the Crabs. You know, in between inning kids games, lots of great food around. Big bounce house down the left field line for the kids. Pitches low, 1-0 to Casas. Potters do a great job. Definitely one of the places I always enjoy going to. 1-0. He is in the dirt, 2-0. The Potters will be in Arcata at the end of this month. 2-0 right down the middle for a called strike, 2-1. They will be in Arcata Saturday the 27th and Sunday the 28th for a 2-game series. Two and one. Southside 3-1. Three one, high fly ball to left field. Potter's left fielder going back, ranging towards the line, and makes the catch. One away. Mays Madsen.
Now batting for the Browns, number 20, third baseman, Jamie Mullen.
I'll bring in Jamie Mullen. Do apologize if the camera shakes. If you're watching on YouTube, set up on a platform here in front of the press box. Pitch to Mullen in there for a called strike, 0-1. Anytime a fan steps on that platform to get to their seat, it shakes the entire table, including the camera. So 0-1, and it's low, 1-1. A drive out to left field and right to Madsen, the left fielder again. That was hit on the line. 95 miles per hour off the bat.
Now batting number 30.
I don't have direct access to the TrackMan data, but luckily for me, in the press box, they have it on a TV monitor that I can look at. Burnham stepping in, pitches way outside, 1-0. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-1. One ground ball in to right field for a base hit. So 2-out single for Burnham. That's going to bring in Joe Fagan.
Now batting number 4, shortstop, Joe Fagan.
Fagan low and outside, 1-0. Runner goes, the 1-0 is low, the throw down to second is not in time and gets away. But no further advance. Burnham steals second. 2 outs and a 2-0 count now to Joe Fagan. Line shot foul right towards the Potters dugout. And just above the coaches that are sitting outside of the Potters dugout. So 2-1. And pitch right down the middle for a called strike. It's 2-2. Called strike 3. Whoa. That pitch was a little bit outside, but called strike 3 to Fagan, and that's going to do it for the top of the third. Crabs lead it 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. We're listening to Humboldt Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back. Bottom of the third inning here in Lincoln, California. Crabs lead the Potters by a score of 4-0. Ben Lukens out on the mound, the Arcata High Tiger, facing 7, 8, 9 in the Potters order. Brady Dobson, Ethan Johnson, and Luke Deiler. Beautiful night here in Lincoln. We are just a bit north of Roseville, where the Crabs team hotel is, and a little farther north of the state capital of Sacramento. But a nice little town Lincoln is, and McBean's a great place to watch a game. I would say out of the PEL destinations we go to, Medford's #1 for me, but Lincoln is a very close second. All right, here we go. B. Dobson stepping in. The first pitch to Dobson in there for a called strike, 0-1. Shout out to Ellen Barthman asking me how full the ballpark is. I would say it is about the same as last night. The section here behind home plate is more full than it was last night. Swung on and missed, 0-2. I would say about, again, just like last night, about 3/4 full. Kind of more of a late arriving crowd tonight than last night. 0-2 swung on it, missed, strike 3, 1 away. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night for Dobson. Ethan Johnson stepping in. But I would say the Lincoln Potters get pretty good midweek crowds. To Johnson in there for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1 fly ball out to left field. Left fielder came in and then had to race back. It's over his head and up against the wall. And Johnson's going to cruise into second with a 1-out double. Daniel Osborne out in left field just misread that baseball, and I don't blame him. I think the sun angle is pretty nasty out there. And broke in initially and then realized he needed to get back, and ball just sailed over his head. So that'll bring in Luke Dyler. Most of the infield now in shadow and outfield in the sun. And Ben Lucan's calling out his catcher, Eli Burnham, just for a quick chat. See a little more cloud cover tonight than last night, but it's just those high, thin clouds. But it's more filtered sun and just straight sun out in the outfield. Pitch to Dyler, inside 1-0. Outside 2-0. And as you can hear, the wind is whipping around back here behind home plate. But the flag out in left center field is limp. (2-0) up high. And it's 3-0. To Luke Euler. I'm sorry, I misread the handwriting on the lineup card. Luke Euler. 3-0. In there for a called strike, 3-1. (3-1) fouled off to the left and out of play. Count goes full 3-2. Line drive into left center field for a base hit, coming around third and scoring. And now the throw back to second, and getting into second safely is Euler. And the Crabs now lead it 4-1. Johnson coming around to score. Runner at second with one out. That'll bring in Jordy Lopez. And a line drive that's going to drop into right field for a base hit. The runner is going to be stopped at third. So now first and third with one out for the Potters. They're starting to get to Ben Lukens a little bit. And now that's going to bring out Crabs pitching coach Matt Tomlin. So while the Crabs have their meeting, give you some more scores from around Major League Baseball. Again, the Giants won a game that was resumed from last night, 7-2, and then won their regularly scheduled game in Atlanta 7-5. The West Sacramento A's currently trail 5-0 going into the top of the fourth, just to the west of us in Sutter Health Park in West Sac. Padres beat the Cardinals today 6-1 in St. Louis. Dodgers over the Rays in LA 5-4. All right, here we go. Ben Lukens having to pitch out of some trouble here. Mays Madsen stepping in. Madsen shows bunt, and he bunts it past Lukens. It gets to the second baseman, and he's not going to have a play. Everybody's safe, and it's 4-2. That was a great bunt by Mays Madsen. Ben Lukens tried to glove it, just went under his glove. And once that happened, pretty much had no shot. So first and second was still one out for the Potters. I'll bring in Aiden Diome. Push Diome in there for a called strike, 0-1. Ben Lukens and the Crabs trying to limit the damage here in the bottom of the third inning. 0-1 popped up, shallow center field, shortstop coming out, center fielder coming in, and it's going to drop. Everybody's going to move up one, and the bases are loaded with one out. That was a really tough play. Casas racing in, Fagan racing out. I think Casas tried to dive for it and just couldn't make the play. So bloop single. They're loaded with one out for Quincy Malbrough. And this is a very good Potters team that can put up a crooked number. I know they only scored 2 runs last night, but I think last night was an anomaly for their offense. Pitches up high, 1-0. Line drive out to center field. Coming in is Casas. He dives and he can't make the play. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. Casas is hurt out there, and they get the ball in, and this game's tied. But the concern right now is for Damian Casas, who's writhing around out in left center field, and it doesn't look good. So Diome went to third on the play. And Malbrough to second on the throw. So we're going to take a break while the Crabs training staff attends to Damian Casas. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back. Damian Casas did walk off the field under his own power with the help of the Crabs trainers. It looked like he was favoring either his right arm or right shoulder. He hurt trying to dive to make another tough play.
39, Alex Harrington.
And so hopefully he's okay. That didn't look great. And so Alex Harrington is going to go out to center. So wishing all the best for Damian Casas. I mean, that would be a really tough loss for the Crabs if he's out for any extended period of time. So and also, the other piece of bad news for the Crabs is now this game's tied at 4. And the Potters have runners at second and third with only one out. I mean, there's really 2 pop flies in a row hit to shallow left center field, and Damian Casas almost made 2 plays in a row. On the second one, appeared to injure himself, so we're gonna have some warm-up tosses for Ben Lukens before we get things restarted here. And as they get the last warm-up baseball off the field, we are just about ready to go here. Game tied at 4 here in the bottom of the third. Lincoln has runners at second and third with one out. And pitched in there for a called strike, 0-1. One in there for a called strike again. It's 0-2. To pitch up high, and it's 1-2. One-two outside, and it's 2-2. A fly ball down the left field line that's going to hit foul to the visiting bullpen. Still 2-2 to Carson Moore. Crabs with 4 runs in the top of the second. Lincoln responding with 4 runs of their own here in the bottom of the third. And there's still only one out. Two just outside. Count goes full 3-2. Ooh, that might have caught a piece of the corner, according to the track man. A fly ball, center field, coming into center fielder. That's going to drop for a base hit. One run's going to score. Second runner is right behind when the ball is dropped and the catcher is hit. And the runner's safe, and it's 6-4. And Burnham kind of got run over by Quincy Malbrough. I don't think there was any ill intent. Taking second on the throw is Moore, so he's at second with one out, and now 6 runs have come in here in the bottom of the third for the Potters. Cash Brennan stepping in, and it's way inside 1-0. Well, in there for a called strike, 1-1. And it's not just the 6 runs that have come in for the Potters that have hurt the Crabs. And Damian Casas, just a few hitters ago, was injured trying to make a diving catch on a soft fly ball. 1-1. Oh, and outside 2-1. And if he misses any extended period of time, I mean, that's a big loss for the Crabs offense. We'll just hope for the best there. 2-1 is swung on and missed, badly fooled. On a breaking ball, it's 2-2. Potters have scored all 6 of these runs on mostly soft contact. 2-2, a high chopper to the Crabs first baseman. He drops it, he dives and tries to tag the runner going by. And what's the call here? I'm not sure what the umpire called. And now they're going to get together. Based on the reaction of the crowd, I'm guessing they called him out. But Vandenbrink had to dive for the baseball and then kind of reach back and make an awkward tag on the runner. And he's safe, okay. So I think they overturned the call. And Moore goes to third on the play. So things continue to get worse for the Crabs here in the third inning. First and third, still only 1 out. And the Crabs just need to contain the damage here. Can't let it get too far away from them. A 2-run lead you can overcome. So Brady Dobson steps in. And way inside 1-0. And now Jeff Jackaman, he's going to go out, and I believe he's going to make the change. And one of the biggest differences from Robin Guyver to Jeff Giacomini is Robin Guyver, I don't think I ever saw him make a pitching change in the middle of an at-bat. But Jeff Giacomini does not hesitate to make a change in the middle of an at-bat. Haven't seen Lucan's exit, now he will. So Crabs will make a pitching change. It is 6-4 Lincoln here in the bottom of the third. Runners at first and third with 1 out. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Lincoln, bottom of the third inning. Potters have scored 6 runs here in the third. There is still only 1 out. Potters lead 6-4. Runners at first and third with only one out. And new pitcher for the Crabs making his Crabs debut is number 31, Justin Dugan, out of Cal. Or his hometown is Berkeley. So tough inning for the Crabs, and Justin Dugan looking to contain the damage here. For Ben Lukens, I mean, great first two innings, but the Potters just got to him here in the third. Well, we have a moment for those who are interested. Got some World Cup scores from today. And we have today Portugal and the Democratic Republic of the Congo drew 1-1. England over Croatia 4-2. Earlier today, Ghana beating Panama 1-0. Right now, Colombia leading Uzbekistan 1-0. Been a fun World Cup so far. Back here in Lincoln, Brady Dobson stepping in with a 1-0 count. Showing bunt, and it gets through the catcher, and coming in from third and scoring is Moore, and the Potters lead it 7-4. Brennan down to second. Seven-run third inning for the Potters. Two-0, ground ball through the left side. That's a base hit. Runners being stopped at third. And first and third, and guess what? There's still only one out. The Crabs certainly this season have been the ones that have put up crooked innings. This is the first time a team has put up a crooked inning against the Crabs, but of course these Potters are very good. Definitely looking to be top of the PEL again this season. Pitch is a ground ball through the left side. That's a base hit. One more run's going to score, and it's 8-4. It is getting ugly. And that's going to bring in Luke Euler. Eight-run third inning for the Potters, and still only one out. Potential for this to get worse. Euler, ground ball, diving stop by Vandenbrink. He looks to second, and the race to the bag at first, just in time. Two away. So out number two, both runners move up on the play. It'll be second and third with two outs. And that'll bring in Jordy Lopez. Lopez swung on a miss. It gets through the catcher again. Runner coming in from third. He's safe. And it's 9-4. We'll have to see what the scoring decision is there. And it was a pass ball. Rough night for Eli Burnham. And 1-0's in there for a called strike, and it's 1-1. A high fly ball to right field. Right fielder going back near the track and makes the catch. And finally, this third inning comes to an end. Potters get 9 runs, and they lead 9-4 as we head to the top of the fourth. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back. Top of the fourth inning here in Lincoln. Well, after the Crabs had a nice 4-0 lead going into the bottom of the third inning, the Potters put up 9 runs. And all of a sudden, the Crabs have a bit of a hill to climb. So they will send up Daniel Osborne, Tyler Howard, and Colton Boardman. And I believe that is Daniel Osborne, just wearing a different number tonight, wearing 22 instead of 15. Brody Coxon finishing up his warm-up tosses. We'll be back here tomorrow for getaway night for the Crabs. Final game of the series. It will be a 6:05 start from here at McBean Stadium in Lincoln. Liam Warner here in Lincoln bringing you all the action. Elliott back in our Humboldt Hill studios running the board for us. Daniel Osborne stepping in. Osborne's in the dirt 1-0. Chopper up the middle to the second baseman, across his body to first. In time, 1 away. And that'll bring in Tyler Howard.
Now batting from Crabs, number 17, center fielder Tyler Howard.
Howard 1 for 2 with a couple of RBIs. And pitches low, 1-0. Since returning to the Crabs in last night's game, just returned to that 2025 form where just coming in clutch, driving in runs, pitches off to the right and out of play, 1-1. And hopefully when we play the Healdsburg Prune Packers, he can return to being a Prune Packer killer. Had some big games against the Prune Packers last season. 1-1, high and outside, 2-1. Slow ground ball to the left side, picked up by the Potter shortstop, on to first in time. And a great play by the first baseman, Dobson, to reach out and field the throw. So 2 down. That'll bring in Colton Boardman. To Boardman. This is low 1-0. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-1. High and outside. 2-1. Popped up foul, not a play off to the left. And it's 2-2 to Colton Boardman. Low and outside. Count goes full 3-2. Just low, ball 4, good take by Boardman. He's going to head down to first. And that'll bring in Ryan Vandenbrink. Vandenbrink in there for a called strike, 0-1. So 1 ground ball to the left side, picked up by the shortstop, on to first, and that's going to do it for the Crabs here in the 4th. Potters lead 9-4 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, Humboldt ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to historic McBean Stadium here in Lincoln, California. Bottom of the 4th inning, Potters lead the Crabs by a score of 9-4. All 9 runs coming in the 3rd inning for the Potters. And Justin Dugan making his Crab's debut out on the mound. He will face Maze Madsen, Aiden Diome, and Quincy Malborough. Pitch to Madsen, and that hits him. So he's going to head down to first. And that brings in Aiden Diome.
Now batting for the Potters, now designated hitter to the University of Arizona, Aiden Diome.
Runner goes. The pitch to Diome is low. The throw down to second is offline. It gets into left center field, and heading to third is Madsen. It has been a rough night, and the ball gets away again, and coming in to score is Madsen. Man, unbelievable. It's 10-4. It has been a rough night for the Crabs defense, especially Eli Burnham. Steals second. The error from Burnham throwing the ball away gets him to third, and I didn't even see how he got home. I was looking down scoring the play. The 1-0 is ground ball foul down the first base line, 1-1. Foul down the third base line, 1-2. Fouled off down the third base line again. Still 1-2. Well, a good team like the Potters, you knew they were going to respond. And they sure have so far. 1-2 off the hands and off to the left, foul again. Still 1-2.
Foul ball brought to you by Eagle Plumbing, taking care of your plumbing emergencies and new installs. When you want it done right the first time, call Eagle.
1-2 grounded foul into the Potters dugout. Do it over 1-2. One, two in the dirt, and it's 2-2. Two way inside, and it's 3-2. Three-two low, ball four. So Diome works the walk, and that'll bring in Quincy Malborough. First two innings were great for the Crabs. Third inning and beyond has pretty much been a complete disaster. I'll bring in Quincy Malbrough. Malbrough is a ground ball up the middle, collected by the Crabs shortstop. Steps on the bag for one, on to first. Double play, much needed. 2 away. I'll bring in Carson Moore. Moore, nice breaking ball in there for a called strike, 0-1. A 1 line, just foul down the third base line. 0-2. Oh, 2 line just past the glove of the pitcher, but right to the Crabs shortstop, throws on to first. And that's going to do it for the Potters here in the bottom of the fourth, but they add on one more. Lincoln leads 10-4 as we head to the top of the fifth. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, Humboldt ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Lincoln, top of the fifth inning. Potters lead the Crabs by a score of 10-4. And due up for the Crabs, it will be Adam Menyard, Damian Casas. I believe Alex Harrington took his spot. He was injured earlier in the game. And Jamie Mullen. Tough game for the Crabs. They got 4 runs in the top of the second. Looked to be a nice start. Led 4-0 going into the bottom of the third inning, and things went downhill fast. 9 runs in the bottom of the third for the Potters. And they added on another run in the fourth, making it 10-4. So see if the Crabs have a major comeback in them. They certainly have the offense that can do it. Enyart up high, 1-0. Up high again, 2-0. Brody Coxon on the mound for the Potters. It's been a bullpen game for the Potters. 2-0, high and outside, 3-0. Their starter pitched the first inning, then threw 1 pitch in the second, was pulled. Well, there's no trainer out there, so didn't look like an injury. 3-0 in there for a called strike, 3-1. So I don't know if that was a planned opener situation or manager just pulled him. 3-1. Inside ball 4. So Enyart works the walk. And that's going to bring in Alex Harrington, who came in, like I said, for Damian Casas, who on 2 consecutive batters had to make really tough diving catch in shallow center field. The first time, unable to make the catch. In there for a called strike 0-1. Then the second hitter, it was another blooper, and again didn't make the catch. And second time looked to injure his arm or shoulder. So hopefully he will not miss any extended period of time. Wishing him all the best. 0-1, a high chopper down the third base line, right to the third baseman, long throw to first, 1 away. On the play, Enyart to second. But shout out to the Crabs training staff, Nate Keys and Chad Farrow. Travel on the road with the team, best in the business. And Damian Casas is in good hands, so. And Keys and Chad Farrow also on the College of the Redwoods athletics training staff. Pitch is low and outside 1-0. Get to see them when I do College of the Redwoods football as well. One 0 to Jamie Mullen. One 0, called strike. Bit off the plate, high and outside.
And the only prescription is more cowbell.
1-1. Up high 2-1. Two-one outside, gets away from the catcher, and thinking about going to third was Enyart, but heads back to second. And it's 3-1. Three-one pitch, line shot, just fouled on the left field line. Count goes full 3-2. Three-two swung on and missed, strike 3. That was a filthy pitch from Brody Coxon, a breaking ball that Mullen was well out in front of. 2 away. And that'll bring in Eli Burnham. He's had a tough night behind the plate. But can deliver here with an RBI. Enyart standing at second, pitches high and outside, 1-0. He is 2 for 2, so he's had a good night at the plate. One 0, foul back to the screen, and it's 1-1. 1-1 swing and a miss. Blew it past him. 1-2. One, two, popped up, foul side, first base line, and will make its way out of play. Still 1-2.
Foul ball brought to you by Sam Burns, lawyers specializing in DUI and marijuana defense. Give Sam a call or visit him online. SenatorCallSam.law.
1-2 to Burnham. Is swung on a missed strike 3. Brody Coxon's breaking ball is really working in that inning. And that's going to do it for the Crabs here in the 5th. Potters lead 10-4 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. We're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Lincoln. Bottom of the 5th inning. Potters lead the Crabs by a score of 10-4. Justin Dugan still out on the mound, making his Crabs debut tonight. And we'll face Cash Brennan, Brady Dobson, and Ethan Johnson. Another very comfortable night here in Lincoln. A bit more wind than last night, but beautiful night. Brennan stepping in. And a line shot right to the Crabs' first baseman, Vandenbrink, one away. And they'll bring in Brady Dobson.
Now batting for the Potters, our first baseman from Cal State Fullerton, Brady Dobson.
Dobson low and outside, 1-0. Misses inside, 2-0. Ground ball past the diving pitcher to the shortstop, on to first, 2 away. Right past Dugan, who dove back to try to get the baseball, but luckily Fagan was right there. That'll bring in Ethan Johnson. So Johnson low and outside 1-0. In there for a called strike, 1-1. Ooh, nasty slider. Johnson way out in front, 1-2. One-two pitch, breaks out the slider again, and again Johnson whiffs at it, and that's going to do it here in the fifth. Potters lead the Crabs 10-4 as we head to the top of the sixth inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, Humboldt's ESPN 107.3 FM. Well, welcome back to the Blue Lake Casino broadcast booth here at historic McBean Stadium in Lincoln, California. The Potters lead the Crabs by a score of 10-4. And I think we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Potters. Try to get his number here. Alex Krosno is on the mound for the Potters. And Krosno will face Fagan, Osborne, and Howard. So Krosno completes his warm-ups, and home plate umpire writes some things down in his book. Just about ready to get going here in the top of the sixth inning.
Leading off the sixth for the Crabs, number 4, shortstop, Fagan.
And the pitch to Fagan, in there for a called strike, 0-1. One pitch, up high, 1-1. If you're just joining us, believe it or not, the Crabs had a 4-0 lead in the top of the second inning. And then things went bad quick for the Crabs in the bottom of the third. Ground ball on a hop to the Potters shortstop. On to first, one away. Potters got 9 runs in the bottom of the third. They added on with 1 more in the fourth.
Now batting.
That's where things stand now.
Number 17, center fielder Tyler Howard. Number 22.
Daniel Osborne stepping in. And a ground ball to the right side, picked up by the Potters' second baseman on to first, 2-way. Carson Moore making the play. And they'll bring in Tyler Howard.
And now batting for the Crabs, number 17, Tyler Howard.
Just Howard in there for a called strike, 0-1. One in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Hook to pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. It's going to do it for the Crabs here in the 6th. They trail 10-4 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Lincoln, bottom of the 6th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Crabs, making his Crabs debut is number 28, Bryson Shelp. So a couple of debuts tonight. And he will face Euler, Lopez, and Madsen for the Potters. See if there are any scores from around the Pacific Empire League while we have a moment. The West Coast Kings currently lead the Healdsburg Prune Packers 5-3. That game is in the bottom of the 9th in Healdsburg, so potential upset there. The Mudcats lead the Marysville Giants in Marysville by a score of 7-5. That game's in the top of the 6th. The non-league game in Medford, the California Tigers lead the Medford Rogues 7-4, bottom of the 5th at Harry and David Field. So Bryson Shelp making his Crabs debut. Pitch to Euler, outside 1-0. Believe I saw Bryson in Arcata before the Crabs left for Lincoln, so he's been around the team. 1-0 in there for a called strike, 1-1. One way outside, and it's 2-1. Two one in there for a called strike outside part of the plate. 2-2. Yeah, that was quite a bit outside. Two high and outside. Count goes full 3-2. I would say overall the umpiring crew here in Lincoln's done a pretty good job. 3-2, low and outside, ball 4. A leadoff walk for Euler. Now bring in Jordy Lopez.
Now batting for the Potters, our center fielder from Elk Grove, number 6, Jordy Lopez.
So Lopez in there for a called strike, 0-1. So tomorrow, final game of this 3-game road series will be a 6:05 p.m. start. And runner's bluffing over at first. And Shelp looks him back to first base. Then after the game tomorrow night, the Crabs will drive home. It's going to be a very late night and early morning. I'm on the bus, so myself included. 0-1, inside 1-1. And then, despite getting in very late, we have a game the very next day on Friday. Believe that series is against Athletic Edge Express. Pitches up high, 2-1. Yes, it is. Friday, back home against Athletic Edge Express. 7 p.m. start Friday, 6:30 Saturday, 12:30 Sunday. Back in the friendly confines of the Arcata Ballpark. 2-1. Mrs. Lowe, 3-1. Three one in there for a called strike. Count goes full 3-2. Runner goes, a 3-2 ground ball to the third baseman and on to first, one away. So because the runner was going, that eliminated the double play possibility. Jimmy Mullen to Vanderbrink. Tyler to second. With one out. I'll bring in Mays Madsen.
For the Potters, our left fielder from Utah Tech, number 5, Hayes Adson.
Madsen swung on and missed, 0-1. One in there for a called strike, 0-2. Oh, thank you, Eric. It will be the Stockton Pearls this weekend. Thanks to Eric Ciccone for giving me that information. Yeah, I was reading the paper schedule. That's why. The ground ball up the middle, shortstop gets to it, throws over to first, 2 away. And Euler down to third with 2 outs. So, again, this weekend we will be playing the Stockton Pearls, not Athletic Edge Express, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And also Eric Ciccone informing me that the Kings beat the Prune Packers. So I think Crabs fan base will love to hear that. Pitches outside, 1-0. And a big upset. I mean, we all know how good the Prune Packers are. Ground ball to the right side. Vandenbrink picks it up. He's going to toss over to the pitcher covering just in time. And that's going to do it here in the bottom of the 6th. So Lincoln has a 10-4 lead over the Crabs as we head to the top of the 7th inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Lincoln, top of the 7th inning. The Potters lead the Crabs by a score of 10-4. And due up for the Crabs, it will be Colton Boardman, Ryan Vandenbrink, and Adam Enyard. And Eric Ciccone and Scarlett informing me, sadly, that the reason the Athletic Edge Express will not be in town this weekend is because the team folded. So that's always awful news. They're always a fun team to play. They always competed really well. So sad news for Athletic Edge Express. Hopefully they'll be back in some form at some point. Pitches in there for a called strike, 0-1 to Boardman. And pitches a ball, 2-0. Or 1-1, sorry. 1-1 in there for a called strike. It's 1-2.
I know. And I feel the same way.
Scoreboard still says 1-0.
You see here?
1-2 fouled off the plate. And it's still 1-2. One, two, low and outside, 2-2. 2-2 high chopper down the first base line. First baseman collects it, steps on the bag, one away. And that'll bring in Ryan Vandenbrink. If you joined us late and you're wondering why there's a bunch of dog barking over the PA, Ryan Vandenbrink is the dog batter of the game. And a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. So I was going to say if he strikes out, the crowd, I think, gets a discount on a specific brand of beer. But not this time. So that'll bring in Adam Enyart on our first one out. Enyart fouled right back to the screen. 0-1. One outside, and it's 1-1. A high chopper to the right side of the infield, collected by the second baseman. Quick tag on the runner and on to first, double play. Wow, what a great play by the Potters second baseman, Carson Moore. Had to field a high chopper, then tagged Vandenbrink as he was going by, then a quick throw to first. And that's going to do it for the Crabs here in the top of the seventh. 10-4 Potters as we head to the bottom of the seventh inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Lincoln, California, bottom of the seventh inning. The Potters lead the Crabs by a score of 10-4. And still Bryson Shelp out there on the mound making his Crabs debut. And he will face Quincy Malborough, Carson Moore, and Cash Brennan. Potters scored 9 of their 10 runs in the bottom of the third inning. And they added on one more in the fourth. And by far, bottom of the third was the worst inning of baseball the Crabs have had this season. And again, you get into PEL play and things are going to happen. We are playing good competition. Potters are always contenders to be in that Pacific Empire League Championship Series. Right, Malborough steps in. Pitch is a shot right to the Crabs' third baseman. On to first, one away. Great job by Jamie Mullen. And that'll bring in Carson Moore.
Now batting for the Lincoln Potters from San Diego State, second baseman Carson Moore.
Moore sprayed foul off to the left, 0-1. The one line and a great diving catch by Jamie Mullen. Unbelievable diving stab. And that's going to go on the highlight reel for this season. It was 89 off the bat. What an unbelievable diving catch at third by Jamie Mullen. 2 away. Now bring in Cash Brennan. Definitely one of the best defensive plays Crab has made this season. Swung on and missed, 0-1. One fouled off the plate. And it's 0-2. To pitch outside, and it's 1-2. One, two, chopped foul on the first base line. Do it again, 1-2. I think the scoreboard here at McBean has completely stopped working, at least balls and strikes. Outs are correct. And I know that they've been working for a while now on trying to replace the scoreboard. 1-2 in the dirt. Bounces away, nobody on base, 2-2. Two pitch, ground ball through the left side. That's going to be a base hit. So Brennan rounding first, stopping there. 2-out single. And that'll bring in Brady Dobson.
Now batting for the Potters, our first baseman from Cal State Fullerton, Brady Dobson.
Shout out Jack Sparks. Texting me, letting me know that I could fix their scoreboard. Yeah, I bet you could, Jack. Throw over to first. Back in safely is Brennan. Yeah, they just need to get the best scoreboard operator in the PEL down here. The scoreboard will be working right. Pitch to Dobson, pop fly, left center field. Coming in is the center fielder and the left fielder. They're not going to get it. Runner trips going around second, back to second, and he is out. Brennan thrown out. As the ball dropped, he slipped rounding second base and couldn't get back. So that's going to do it here in the bottom of the 7th for the Potters. But they lead 10-4 as we hit to the top of the 8th inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Lincoln, California. Top of the 8th inning, the Potters lead the Crabs 10-4. And a new pitcher on the mound for the Potters. It is Tyler Vargas, who we saw last night. He's making his second appearance in as many games. And he will face Alex Harrington, followed by Jamie Mullen and Eli Burnham. Alex Harrington entered the game for Damian Casas, who unfortunately injured himself, diving for a soft fly ball in shallow center field, and walked off the field under his own power, but was holding his right arm or shoulder. So hoping for the best for Damian Casas. Hopefully he won't miss any extended period of time, but we'll just have to see. Beautiful Wednesday night here in Lincoln. Temperature yesterday was a bit higher. A little less warmer day today, but still warm. Got up to 93. Tomorrow is supposed to be really nice. Only a high of 88. So weather's gotten better as the series has gone along, and final game of the series will be great weather. All right, Harrington about to step in. Of course, tomorrow's game, final game of the series, will start at 6:05 p.m. And then this weekend, for those of you who are looking at the paper schedules like I was earlier, it will be the Stockton Pearls coming in, not Athletic Edge Express. Stockton Pearls this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. To Harrington, a high chopper to the third baseman. Strong throw to first, one away. One pitch, one out. Stockton Pearl series following the regular weekend schedule. Friday at 7, Saturday at 6:30. Series finale Sunday at 12:30. And tomorrow will be the first Thursday game of the season for the Crabs. And the first 6-game week for the Crabs this season, as Mullen steps in. And there for a called strike, 0-1. 6-game series is a little more, or 6-game week is a little more significant because it's not necessarily the extra strain on the players. They can handle playing 6 games in a week. But it's just managing your pitching staff when you're used to throwing guys out, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, having the off day Thursday, and then the weekend series. You kind of have to move the rotation around a little bit to accommodate an extra Thursday game. 0-1, swung on and missed, 0-2. It's going to be the same next week. The Marysville Giants come in for a PEL series, their first appearance at the Arcata Ballpark as a Pacific Empire League team. But that series is going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I believe Friday. So Tuesday to Friday series. A high chopper down the third base line, still 0-2. And the Potters coming in next weekend, going up to Arcata Saturday, Sunday. So a little extra workload both this week and next week. And also, talking about extra workload, I believe the game next Wednesday is a doubleheader. 0-2 is a high fly ball, left field. The left fielder breaking back, now coming in a few steps and making the catch, 2 away. So the Crabs will be playing a 5-game series against the Marysville Giants next week, if you include the doubleheader. Eli Burnham stepping in. Nobody on, 2 outs. Crabs trail 10-4 here in the top of the 8th. And that's a high fly ball to left field. Left fielder racing over towards the line now in foul territory and makes the catch right behind the Crabs bullpen. And that's going to do it here in the 8th. Crabs go in order. Potters lead 10-4 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Lincoln, bottom of the 8th inning. Potters lead the Crabs by a score of 10-4. New pitcher on the mound for the Crabs. And I believe making his 2026 debut is Cedar Klein. Or maybe not. I thought that was Cedar for a second. I think Cedar's 40. Oh, no, that is Cedar Klein. I was right the first time around. Great to see Cedar back on the Crabs. Local product. And he will face Ethan Johnson, Luke Euler, and Jordy Lopez. We have a pinch hitter. It's number 9, Cooper Smith. And Eli Burnham going out to talk to Cedar Klein. Heads back behind the plate. Smith in there for a called strike, 0-1. And now going out to talk to his pitcher again is Eli Burnham. Meeting breaks up. One outside, and it's 1-1. 1-1 low, 2-1 to Cooper Smith. It's great to have all of these Crabs returners, especially when it comes to these PEL games. Because it's a lot of guys on this team who know what playing in the PEL is like. Fouled off to the left and out of play, 2-2. Especially when you go into a series with the Healdsburg Prune Packers. You have a lot of guys on this team who played the Prune Packers and know what it was like. I'm sure have a lot of motivation to beat them after that championship series. 2-2 outside. Count goes full 3-2. Three-two, inside ball 4. So Cooper Smith works the walk. And that'll bring in Luke Euler.
Now batting for your Lincoln Potters and the third baseman from the University of Nevada, Luke Euler.
Just Euler in the dirt. It gets away from Burnham, and down to second goes Smith. He's had a good day at the plate, Eli Burnham, but he's had a rough night behind the dish. One-oh, sprayed foul off to the left, and it's 1-1. One-one. There for a called strike, and it's 1-2. One-two, foul off to the left again. Still 1-2. One-two swung on it, missed strike 3. Good breaking ball from Cedar Klein. Throw to first completes the out, 1 away. Smith at second with now 1 out. And that'll bring in Jordy Lopez.
Potters, our center fielder from Cal, Jordy Lopez.
And a high drive to right field. Right fielder going back, and that is way gone. 12-4, Potters. That was hit out of here on a line. That got out of here quickly. 103 miles per hour off the bat. Well, the Potters are a very good baseball team. You know, after losing 3-2 last night to the Crabs, they were going to mount some sort of response. It's been quite a response tonight. So Mace Madsen stepping in. Mr. Madsen inside 1-0. So unless the Crabs can pull off an all-time comeback in the 9th inning, the rubber match of this series will be tomorrow at 6:05 p.m. And the good news is that the Crabs will, of course, still have a chance to win the series. Ground ball, diving stop by the Crabs second baseman on to first in time to away Colton Boardman. What a diving stab. And gets it over to first for the out. Great play. And despite how poorly the game has gone overall for the Crabs, we've seen a couple of great defensive plays. And Jamie Mullen with an outrageous diving catch over at third earlier in the game. So we have another pinch hitter. It's Jackson Norton. And outside 1-0. Swung on and missed. 1-1. And that hit Norton. So he's going to head down to first. And that'll bring in Quincy Malbrough. Bottom of the 8th here in Lincoln. Runner on first, 2 outs, 12-4 Potters. A couple of runs coming in here in the bottom of the 8th on a 2-run shot. Malbrough swing and a miss, 0-1. Time is called. Looks like Malbrough had something in his eye. A 1 low and outside, 1-1. All right, Jack, I think we need to get you on a private jet and get you down here quickly because the scoreboard still says 10-4. Ball strikes and outs, all show 0. Pitches low and outside, 2-1. Two and 1, and there for a called strike, 2-2. 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Ball's dropped by the catcher, but throw down to first will complete the play. And that's going to do it here in the 8th. Lincoln adds on a couple more on a 2-run homer. And the Potters lead it 12-4 as we head to the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Crabs. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to McBean Stadium here in Lincoln. Top of the 9th inning. The Potters lead the Crabs 12-4. Last chance for the Crabs. And new pitcher for the Potters will be Noah Madsen, number 20. And he will face Joe Fagan, Daniel Osborne, and Tyler Howard. We'll have a moment, take you through some more scores from around Major League Baseball. Again, the Giants, they played 2 games today because they resumed a suspended game in Atlanta, then played their regularly scheduled game right after that. Game 1, 7-2, and game 2, 7-5. So good day for the Giants. The West Sacramento A's, just to the west of us, at Sutter Health Park, trail 12-3 to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Sorry, Benjamin. Very rare time this season that the Giants have had a better day than the A's. So Mike Pickett is going to pinch hit. And almost hit him. Pitches inside 1-0. Ground ball right to the Potter shortstop. Throw to first. 1 away. And that'll bring in pinch hitter for the Crabs. It's Kyron Humphreys.
Pinch hitting for the Crabs, number 8, Kyron Humphreys.
Pitched Humphreys, swing and a miss, 0-1. One pitch in the dirt, and it's 1-1. One swing and a miss again, 1-2. 1-2, swung on and missed. The ball gets away from the catcher. Humphreys heading down to first. The throw's offline, and it gets into right field, but it's backed up. And Kyron Humphreys is going to reach on the strikeout wild pitch.
Now batting, number 17, going to be Tyler Howard.
Swung at a pitch that was very low and inside. Got away from the catcher, rolled towards the Crabs dugout, and really didn't have any shot at getting Kyron Humphreys. So he's at first with one out. That'll bring in Tyler Howard. High and outside, 1-0. Oh, swing and a miss, 1-1. Misses way outside. And it's 2-1. Tyler Howard with a couple of RBIs in the second inning. Crabs got all 4 of their runs in the second. Potters with 9 of their 12 runs in the third. 2-1 swing and a miss, 2-2. And now Potters catcher going out to talk to Noah Madsen. Quick chat. Two pitch swung on and missed, strike 3, 2 away.
And there's the Rising Zone.
Crabs down to their final out.
By the Rising Zone on Orchard Boulevard in Rockland. Now batting.
And that'll bring in Colton Boardman.
Second baseman Colton Boardman.
Christian Boardman in there for a called strike, 0-1. Oh, 1. Misses low, 1-1. 1-1 misses outside, and it's 2-1. Two-one up high, pops out of the catcher's glove temporarily, and now going down to second is Kyron Humphreys. So it's 3-1 to Colton Boardman. We're at second with 2 outs in the top of the ninth. Crabs down to their final out. To Boardman inside ball 4. So now first and second with 2 outs. And that'll bring in Ryan Vandenbrink.
Now batting for the Crabs, number 45, first baseman Ryan Vandenbrink.
First pitch is Vandenbrink, high and outside, 1-0. Crushed deep to left field, but that ball, I believe, is going to go foul. Wow. That is a long strike for Vandenbrink. Crushed it deep to left field, but just pulled it foul. So 1-1 now. Again, Crabs down to their final out here in the 9th. One, low and outside, 2-1. And time is called. Potter's catcher going out to talk to his pitcher, Noah Madsen. Ken heads back behind the plate. Quick meeting. Two-one fouled off at the plate. And it's 2-2. Crabs down to their final strike.
Everybody, I need you on your feet. Let's get loud for the last time. One more time.
2-2. And check swing and got his bat. So we'll do it again, 2-2. All the team employees getting everyone to get up, stand on their feet for the final out. Two way high and inside, and both runners are going to move up. No throw. Almost got Vandenbrink in the helmet. So second and third now with 2 outs, 3-2 count on Ryan Vandenbrink. Crabs down to their final strike. Three-two. And called strike 3. And a bit of a tough call, but that's the ball game. So Crabs fall to the Lincoln Potters by a score of 12-4. And the Potters even up the series at 1. So we'll be back tomorrow for the rubber game of this 3-game PEL series. Back tomorrow at 6:05. Big thanks to Elliot back in the studio for running the board. Thanks to everybody watching and listening, both on the YouTube and on ESPN 107.3 FM and 1340 AM. Have a great night, everybody. Crabs fall 12-4. This has been Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Good night, everyone.